Everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video for Ark Survival Evolved. Today in this video, first I'm going to be showing you how to tame a dire bear. And of course with this I'm going to be using one of my traps. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on the channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. And of course, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. So before we get into it, we're going to look at what you need to tame a dire bear, as well as what you need to ride it and all that good stuff like that. So obviously this is a aggressive tame. That means you have to knock it out. Therefore we will need a trap to pull it into the trap. In terms of taming it, you will want to have some superior kibble as well as some narcotics. I think for a level 150 dire bear, you should have somewhere around 100 narcotics with you. That is a bit overkill, but as you can see, these are the superior kibbles. And to ride it, you will need a saddle. I've got some narcotics with me just as well. And obviously, as with any other passive tame, or actually I meant aggressive tame, you will also want to try and start it out. In order to craft the saddle, you will need to be level 45, and here are the materials that you will need. Now, if you want to tame a high level dire bear, I suggest that you starve it out and then put the kibble in there. In order to starve it out, you will need to wait for it to go hungry and continuously feed it the narcotics. For this, there's a very good app called Dodo Dex that will help you calculate how long you must starve it for in order to instantly tame it once you put the kibble in. This obviously helps with not using your very valuable kibble on a dire bear that may potentially be hit whilst it's being tamed. Things don't really tend to attack the dire bear whilst it's down, but you never know, so obviously you want to be extra sure with it. This is just my preferred method for all those that want to know. So before we get into it, let's get into the trap. It's going to have a 2x2 stone foundation. The dire bear does do a lot of damage and can of course damage wooden structures. So we're going to start by placing down the foundation. Then we're going to put a layer of door frames, and so this would be the single door frames, and then another layer of walls around it, and then ramps going into the trap. So it is of course a pitfall trap. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what it's meant to look like. You do want to try and build this on a fairly flat surface, and in terms of kiting it, you can kite it on foot, and this is where the door frames will come in handy. So all the way around, you can just go with one layer of door frames. These will be our exit out of the trap. I will be kiting this dire bear on foot just to show you. So next up, we're going to put walls. So the second layer is walls. Dire bear should not be able to glitch its way out of the trap through the door frames like the cardinal does, but this isn't of course a trap I would use for the cardinal, just because for some odd reason it does seem to kind of clip onto the door frames, and in doing so it seems to be able to climb out of the trap. Okay, so you can only put ramps if you want only from the side that you will be kiting the dire bear. I like to have my ramps all the way around just in case something goes wrong. It does offer me more variety in terms of how and where I can kite the dire bear from. Do bear in mind that a level 150 dire bear does do quite a hefty amount of damage. Okay, so we're going to come down with ramps all the way into the ground, and there you can see the dire bear that I want to tame. So I'm going to go and leave my wyvern here at the top. I don't want it getting hit whilst I am doing the kiting. Also, I suggest that you use the darts instead of the arrows. You can try and combine them if you want to. The arrows do a lot of damage to the dire bear, so you may end up killing it before you actually tame it. As you can see, it's following me. I jump into the trap, make my way out, and you may get hit once or twice, but now it's in and you can start drinking it. With the door frames, that does also allow you to shoot into the trap. As you can see, just bear in mind that sometimes there is this bug where you do technically shoot to hit the dire bear, but the game does not connect the dart with the dire bear and therefore does not apply the damage and torpor. From this point forth, it's just a simple case of knocking it out. Once it's been knocked out, then starve it and place in its inventory its preferred food. You can also, of course, tame it with honey should you have it, but I think the easiest way of doing it is by giving it the superior kibble. I think honey is a bit more difficult to get. However, if you already have a dire bear, you can collect honey from wild honeycombs or beehives, as what I meant to say, and use that as food as well for this particular creature if you don't have the kibble. But of course that requires that you already have access to the giant bee honey. So as you can see, it's not all that difficult to tame. You can trank it from any position. Also right there, what you just saw, there's that interesting little bug that does not apply torpor to the dire bear because the dart does not seem to hit it. So you may have to get a bit closer to the door frame. I generally prefer to be on the opposite side of the trap of where the bear is located, just in case it starts running at me. Another ability that the dire bear has is, of course, it can harvest the wild beehives for honey, and you don't get dismounted by the bees. And it has a very nice charge ability as well, so it starts off running quite slow, and the more you sprint with it, the faster it starts running. So from this point forth, it's just a fairly straightforward game of applying as many darts to the bear until it's down. Also, as this is a bit of a more expensive trap just because it's made out of stone, I probably suggest building it in a area where the dire bears frequently spawn. So that would be in the frozen parts of the biomes that have dire bears, or the redwood forests here on Ragnarok where dire bears frequently spawn. It should not have too much. There we go. I thought it down, but it's not. So as you can see, it also does tend to glitch through the foundation, but it won't be able to get out. So this is definitely a good design for a trap. You can, of course, if you want, you can go with a 2x1 base for the foundation, but it just makes it that much more tighter. The bear should not be able to over jump it, but I normally like to go with a 2x2 just to allow myself that distance from this particular creature whilst I'm trying to knock it out. Of course, this is also a good trap for your high level dire bears. As a general thing, for your lower level dire bears, you maybe want to look at a position where you are above it, so maybe a cliff where you can knock it out. Do bear in mind, once the torpor of dire bear does reach a high level, it will want to run away, so you might end up having to chase it until you knock it out. Okay, it should be going down fairly soonish now. Okay, go on. For a second there, again, I thought it was gonna go down, but it didn't. With this occasion, you can also see how many darts I used to knock out this 150 dire bear. So I am using a standard long neck rifle, nothing special about it. And obviously I'm using the vanilla darts. There we go. It's now been knocked out. So to feed it, just go up to it, access its inventory, and then put in the food that you want to use in order to tame it. For this video, I will be using the superior kibble. Once it's been starved out, just place it in its inventory and wait for it to eat. Once it's been tamed up, don't forget to take your kibble back, as the dire bear will continue to eat the kibble. Now obviously for the purposes of this video I did use a mod to tame it quicker, as I don't have the time to actually wait hours to starve out this creature, but the mechanics are the exact same. Always don't forget to clean up after yourself and destroy your trap once you are finished with it, unless you're going to place it down in an area where you intend to frequently use it. This helps clean the server or keep it clean, and you should also be able to recover some of the materials for the building pieces that you used up, allowing you to build at least half a trap. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I hope that you have enjoyed it and found this video useful and informative. If you have, please do not forget to support me in the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content here on this channel. And of course, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.